Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique War Game Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern on the sprue, as in something's numbered on the sprue differently to the instructions, I give you guys a heads up. If there's any parts of the sprue you need to be careful of, like I can see straight away pipes and chains and stuff like that. Again, I give you guys a heads up so you know to be careful of it. If there's any bits of, when you take the piece off the sprue, if there's a little bit that has to stay, but it looks like, oh, does that have to stay or not? Again, I'll give you guys a heads up so you know it has to stay, so you don't snip it off by accident. If you suffer dyslexia, just struggle with instructions in general, it's a visual way to help you. If you're interested in models for an army you have or want to start to collect, again, this is a visual way to help you show you how hard they are and easily how to put together and all that sort of stuff. These videos are designed to help anyone of any age, any skill level, new to the hobby, veteran to the hobby, doesn't matter. Because sometimes I put models together and as I'm putting it together I go, how the hell does this go? And I have to sit there and fiddle with it for a little while, then I figure it out. So yeah. So one other thing. Sometimes when I put a model kit together on a Let's Build, it's from a specific box. Okay. Now you could buy the model or the unit from the actual box, and the instructions would be slightly different. This happens sometimes. But these, when I go through what I'm doing and everything else, I'll tell you what my box is from, so you'll know. But I always show you the piece visually, so you can see, even if it's numbered differently because yours is a different box to mine or whatever, or you've got the actual box, just that unit. I'll give you guys a heads up. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so you would have seen from the thumbnail, I'm building the Sister Sororitas Retributor squad. Now this is from the Piety and Pain box, which came out 9th edition when they launched Sisters and Drukhari, so that's what's in the box. Now there are heaps of Sisters to get through, so I'm going to I try and do the best I can, do one unit of Sisters, say from that box, then I'll trying to do something from the Imperial magazines, just got loads of. Then for my pile of shame, then back to this box, do something else. Last time it was the Venom, so this time it's going to be the Retributor squad. They still have a tank. There's still a tank in the box for the Sisters to build. So there's a lot in there. But anyway, for everyone that's new to the channel, go through hobby tools as needed. Sorry, tools needed as usual. Mold line scraper. Now you can use a hobby knife or some sort of surgical blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just remember it's sharp. Let everyone in the house know you're using the sharp tool so nobody scares you by accident. Make sure there's no little cats jumping around or there's little hands around. Clippers, make sure it's all part of our kit. Now it is a plastic kit, so I have plastic glue. I do have super glue to hand just in case, but I don't think I'm going to need it. And this miracle saver here is sanding sponge. Now you can use the files if you have the files because they're just as handy. But cheaper option is sanding sponge. It's basically foam with sandpaper either side. You sanding sponge or sanding blocks. Sponge is flexible, block is more solid. Block would be more useful for like tanks and stuff like that. Okay, so for everyone that's new, what we're going to do is we go through the sprues and we have a look at the sprues and just break it down a little bit and ascertain what's what, so it makes it easier for ourselves. Now I've looked at the rules for the Retributor squad. Mostly not the abilities or nothing like that, but just mostly what they can be armed with. They are basically a Devastator squad, but for the Sisters. So they're like a Space Marine Devastator squad, just for Sisters. The Superior, the Retributor Superior, is armed differently to the rest of the guys, the rest of the girls. But the rest of the girls can be armed with multi-melters. They all come equipped with heavy bolters as standard. Multi-melt, they can be, any number can be swapped with multi-melters, or this heavy flamer type weapon. Now, I'm looking at the sprue, and I only see typical 2 multi-melters on the sprue, and I only see one of the flamers, and I only see 2 heavy bolters. This is one thing that really frustrates me. So this squad can swap anything out, heavy bolters for all multi-melters or something like that, but on the kit you only get a limited amount. I mean, it's very simple, because all you have to do is say to your opponent, look, these guys are all armed with multi-melters for this game, and you just remove the rest of the models as they take casualties that isn't multi-melters, so the only ones left are multi-melters. You know, make a little side note on a piece of paper, or just have a little tiny piece of serial card and just write multi-melters on it, and just put them just behind them, so you know that's what they're armed with. Okay, let's go through the sprue. Right, we don't need to worry about these wings. These wings are for the cherubs, yeah, because they'll add 2 cherubs, and whenever they, I know about these, because whenever they perform an act of faith using miracle dice, I think it is, you discard one of these cherubs and they get another miracle dice, something like that. There's like a cloak there, there's a cloak with a leg. These are very small, very fiddly. Heavy bolter, other side of them, no, that's the other side of the flamer by the looks of it, because the front looks the same as that one. There's a multi-melter, you've got backpacks, you've got heads, you know, just front of the body. These are the bits, that's the heavy bolter chain, I think it is. Is that the heavy bolter one? Or is that the micro one? One of them anyway. That goes from the gun to the back. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to trying to line all those up. But GW have made it a lot easier recently. This is Sister Superior's book that she holds. That's her arm with the combi weapon she can have. There's a little bit that goes behind her head, but that's an optional piece from what I saw in the instructions. And there's just various bodies, front and back. You know, there's lots of bits the same, but it's just, I'm sure like one body will line up with one back, one front with one back. No, they won't be like interchangeable. Yeah, there's all heads there, as you see. Looks like it's going to be an interesting build. So I'm going to finish getting set up and come back to you with the first pieces. Right, so we're going to designate this sprue heads, because all the heads that are on the sprue. So on the head sprue, we need number 80, which is here, next to that little funny thing I showed you, and number 79, which is this one here. So it's just these 2 pieces. Take note, she's got the little insignia hanging off of her. It's a bit straightforward, this piece. There is 2 little pins. I've been going there already, but there's 2 little holes. So that just lines up like so. Right, so the next piece we need is number 1 and number 2. No, sorry, wrong one. We need number 77 and 78. There's 77. There's 78. Okay, I'm going to snip clean, show you how to go on. Again, this piece is very, very simple. So let me drop it on like that. Just hold it. A little butt cheeks slide into there. Like so. Okay, gives you a little pin on top. I'm going to press and hold that for a minute. Nice. And this was very simple. There's a square hole there, and when you put that in, there's a square peg. So that just slots. It does just slot on there. No, I had it. Like so. And then she gets glued into a 32mm base. So I'm going to glue her onto her base, leave it to set for 5-10 minutes, and then come back with the next piece. Now, so the next piece we need is 81. So we've just been taken from all here. So we need 81 next, which is her backpack. And as you guessed, her backpack, there's a hexagon hole at the back, hexagon pin, sorry, hexagon hole. It just slots on. So now you have a choice between weapon loadouts for her. You can have 89 with the chainsword, it goes this side of her. You can have 90, which is the gun next to it, it's the combat weapon. So these are these two pieces, and this one. Okay, so 91, 92, or 93 connect onto the weapon. Yeah, it just slots there in there across the top by the looks of it, and then it goes on that side. Well, you got the other option, which I'm going to go for because I think it looks way cooler, is with the book holding the bolt gun and she has the power mace. So the first piece I'm going to need, I'm going to put the book together first. So I need 87, which is this piece in the corner, and 86, which is this piece here. So I'm going to clean those off and show you how they go together. Right, it's very, very simple. So on our hand there's a flat piece there and there's a little pin in there. But on the other side of the book there's a hole and there's a flat piece of our hand. So the hand just lines up there, and then the page of the book goes into the other side of the book, and that lines up perfectly. Now she's holding the book. Be careful. It is very fiddly, so just be careful, guys, as you've just seen. As I said, you be careful with this little bit as well. That needs to stay on there. But yeah, let's let it dry for a few minutes. Once that's drying, we're going to get the next two pieces, which is the power mace, which is number 84, and number 85, which is the bolt gun. Now we need these little plastic bits of sprue on there because there's straps that hold the gun off her shoulder. Right, so what I do now is glue this arm on this side, this arm into this side. She has a little weird pin there with the arms going to, this arm. But I don't, what did I clip that off? No, I didn't. I know, there it is, look. Right at the top there's a weird little bit that just slots in there. And then the other side has the same sort of thing. Again, there is a little weird bit at the top there. See the pin? Actually, that one's more prominent than the other one. Did I snip that off by accident? I think I might have done. It's meant to be here at the top. I think I did snip that by accident, guys. So that's the... Oh well, you guys don't make that mistake. So I'm going to glue the arms on. So I don't need to show you how they go on. It's very simple. Then I'm going to come back to you for the head and how to put the glock gun on. Right, this is one of those boxes of models, units, that you're going to have to glue and leave to dry. Because trying to put those arms on, the body started trying to move, and I was like, no. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave her bolt gun next to her, so I know that goes with her. I'm going to show you where the head is, take the head off, clean it down, put that on the side, and the other little bits and pieces she has, and then move on to the next sister, and just do the body, put the body together, legs, and then glue it into the base and leave it to dry, ready for the next stage. I may even get the backpack on it, I don't know, but just leave it for the next stage. Well, actually, no, I don't think I should put the backpack on, because I'm sure they have wires and pipes that go into the backpack, so I'll just glue the bodies and the legs together into the base, and then just, you know, model the sister, that's the superior, and then just do model 1 to 4. Anyway, so this lovely lady, if you're taking the chain sword and combi weapon, the head is number 94 and 109, either one of those two. This combination with the book it's the one in the middle, number 88. Yeah, now in honesty, I don't see why heads won't fit into them. I know they have different poses. The pins are in different places. I see that now. So if you're doing chainsaw and combo weapon, it's this one or this one. And the one I'm doing is the one in the middle. So I'm going to snip her head off, clean it down, leave it next to her. The next thing that she has is either 82, which is this lovely little thing, or 83, which is this one. I like this one, so I'm going to snip that one off. But bear in mind, those little ridges that come down, let's get this going. You want to snip it here, because that sits on top of her backpack. So you snip it along this line here. I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, and leave them with her, and then come back for the next sister. Right, so this is a bit of a nightmare actually, because my initial plan was to put them all together on their bases, like I just said. But looking at them, you put the legs together, and then you put the body together, and the body goes into the legs. That's cool. The next stage after that for the sisters, normal sisters, is their backpack has 2 or 3 bits added to it, piping. Then you put the weapon together and the arm holding the weapons, and then pretty much like the scouts that I built ages ago, the weapon just slots onto straight across into the model. There's no glue individual, they're supposed to slot straight on. But in the piping, I say piping, but piping in the magazine feed connects from the gun to the backpack. So that's going to be such a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still do the bodies, like I said, but they don't go into the base yet. I'm going to do the bodies and have them lined up, and then leave that to dry. And when I come back, I'll do the backpack for the first one and the weapon for the first sister. The same for the next one, and so on and so forth. Leave that to dry, and then come back and just do them. The only problem with that is if the piping is slightly off, the ammo feed piping, if that's slightly off on the backpack or on the gun, well, the gun is, I know it still connects to the gun there. If it's slightly off in either, it's going to be a bit of a pain to line up, but I'll get there. So the first pieces needed for the first one is number 2. This is on the cherub sprue. Yeah, so number 2, number 3, and number 1. Now take note, the number for number 1 is just behind that pin. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, and show you how they go together. Well, so this piece, number 2, there's a funny little square pin there. There's a square hole there, with some glue in there and some glue in there, because I've already dry fitted it. That slots onto there, like so. That's what goes in. Yeah. And the next piece, so fiddly. Next piece has a funny little indentation on it. There's a funny little indentation there. It just glues into there. So I'm going to glue that into place, and then come back to you for the next one. Right, so for the body, we need, where are we? 7, 8, 9. Well, there's number 8. There's number, sorry, that's number 6. We need number 6 for the back anyway. There should be 2 of those. We need number 8, number 9, or 7, 9, or 8. Any one of those. And the number 6, there should be 2 of those, I think. So let's see. Yeah, there's the second one there. No, sorry. I'm a bit confused now. Right, there's 7. That's the back for 6, so they can go together. There's 8. And there's number 6 that's back. There's number 9, sorry. So 7, 8, start again. 7, 8, or 9, front part. 2 of those. And there's number 6 and number 6. The back parts goes for any of those body parts. So we're going to put those 2 of those together. I know we haven't done the legs for the second sister yet, but we'll get the body done so it's ready. Right, so I already showed you on the Sister Superior, but I just want to show you one more time. There's holes in this. Yeah, there's one up there, there's one over that side, there's glue on it already. There's pins. They're just slots over the top. Like so. Now I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm going to, obviously she glues on. You can see it's a little bit off at the bottom there. It's just a little bit off there, so it just glues straight into there. So I'm going to glue her on, and then I'll put her to one side, the first sister, and then I'll come back with legs for the second sister. Right, so for the second sister, we need number 4, just one here, and number 5, just one here. This is on the sprue with the cherubs, by the way. So I'm going to slip those off, clean this down, show you how to go together. Right, so there's a funny shape inside there. There's a funny shape there. That just connects on. Should connect on, like so. Again, this is one of those boxes of models where you have to glue and leave it to dry. So that's glued in now. That's glued, that's the other one. So I'm going to leave them to one side. When I finish the next sister, I'm going to like glue the legs together and the body for the next sister, and I'm going to come back and glue the body, this body onto the legs, as I've done with this one. So then that's 2 ready, okay? Right, so the next sister, we need 39, 40, and 41, and this is on the head sprue. Okay, now I shouldn't have to show you how these guys go together, because it's very, very straightforward, same as the last one. And then the leg will connect onto the bottom here. There is actually a little square pin that comes out the bottom of the leg there. There's a square little hole there. Well, not hole, but a square indentation there. So I'm going to snip those, clean those, and glue those together. Right, so for the body, it's 45, 46, and 47. That's the front parts, and the 2 back parts are 44, which are not quite nicely placed together. So I'm going to snip 2 of these off randomly, and then glue them onto this, same way as I showed you the last one. I'm going to put one here with this sister, and then put one to one side for the next set of legs. Right, so body's on that one's sitting there drying. When I get the legs ready for this last sister, then I will glue that on and have her standing up. So next one we need is number 42 and number 43. Again, they're still on the head sprue, so I'm going to snip those, clean those, and glue them together. Right, so they're all lined up drying. As again, this is one of those models we have to leave to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the Sister Superior now, okay, because this is the stage I took her up to for you guys, which is a fantastic sculpt. Anyway, obviously we know where the head goes, okay, very straightforward. There's a pin at the bottom, there's a square hole in the top there, so we know where that goes. This devious little thing hooks on the back there. Let's go that way around. No, it's that way, I'm sure it does. So it goes in there like that. You know what, let's just wax some glue and then get it done. There we go. Now her bolt gun actually hooks under here. Okay, so it hooks at the back. Right there, and hooks in the front. So I'm going to glue that in, glue the head in, and then come back and we'll probably do cherubs next. Now in the instruction picture, it's showing me the bolt gun as aiming downwards a little bit more, but it's connected in there, it's connected at the back there. Maybe that's not high enough actually. There we go. That looks better. But it still looks like it's swinging off her shoulder anyway. She's swinging a power more around. So that's the Sister Superior finished. Yay! We're going to move on to the cherubs next. Right, so the first one is 95 and 96. I'm going to snip them, clean them, I'll show you how they go together. Right, so there is a funny little thing there. There's the same thing inside that bit glue in there already. That just glues in to there. So you have the little cherub so far. It's funny. I don't know how weird that looks at the back there because he's got another piece to go onto him. So the next piece we need is 97, which are these wings. Very, very straightforward. I'll drop in so fiddly. There's 2 pins in the back, in the middle there, and there's obviously 2 holes there. I put glue in already. That just slides on there like so. Now we have our cherub, and they're glued into a 25mm base. So I'm going to glue them on, and I'll come back to you for the next guy then. Right, so the next 2 pieces we need are 98 and 99. Oh, this piece is very easy. So it just slides over the top there. Very, very straightforward. The rain's come down again. It's been really bad weather the last few days. Just rain and sunshine, rain and sunshine. Anyway, last piece we need is the wings, number 100. Again, these are probably going to go in the same way. So a mad little pin in the middle. There's a hole on the back of him there, so you see how easy it slots in. I'm going to glue it in his base, glue him onto his base, and then come back for the next piece. Right, so back to the first sister now, the cherub's done. I've looked through the sprues again. There is actually 2 heavy bolters, 2 flamer type, heavy flamer type weapons, and there's 2 multi-melters. So that's actually okay. I thought there was only 2 heavy bolters and 1 of each of the other ones, but no, that's pretty cool. So that means you can give 2 and 2, or you can give whatever you want, and then when you get a few more boxes, you can mix and match them every game. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to put a heavy bolter on. I'm going to do 1 heavy bolter, 1 multi-melter, and 1 of the heavy flame one, and then just do the last one as whatever one I think is easiest. So the first piece is needed. Is the heavy bolt one first of all, is 19, which is this one here. This is on the head sprue, and the number 20. Where the hell are you? Ah, here. So I'm going to snip those 2 pieces off, clean them down, show you how they go together. So it's very straightforward. So this one just slots over the top like so, just slots into place. There's no real fault with that one. Next piece we need is number 22. Yeah, 22. Where are you? This piece here. So we just took one of the pieces from here. This is the next piece that's needed. But again, this is it's going to be very difficult. Not difficult, but it's going to be very fiddly, because that bit has to stay on. So you cut it there, you cut it there, and you cut it here. Yes, it's going to be difficult, so I'm going to snip that, clean it with sanding sponge, because that's the best thing, carefully, because that's going to be the weakest point there where the 2 bits join. So you want to be very, very careful. If you think you're going to break it, then don't worry about sanding it, just glue it into place when I show you where it goes, and then when the whole model's dry, then come through with this or a thin file and just give it a gentle clean down. Right, this is going to be one of those annoying pieces now. So there's a little pip on the end here. Yeah, don't cut that off. And there's a little half a shell there. So that basically just slots in there like so, and then the pipes go up into there. That's the way it's meant to go on. This is going to be one of those annoying things you have to sit and hold for a while before it starts to take. So I'm going to go off camera and do that. Right, so whilst that's drying, I don't want it fully cured. I just want it tacky, so that it will hold it, and I can move it if I have to slightly. Next two pieces we need, number 24 and number 23. Again, be careful of this one, guys. There's that little connection joint there. This pipe is connected to the magazine, to the bullet belt. So I'm going to sit those two off, clean them, and show you how they go together. Thankfully, this bit's quite simple. So you take this connects here, and there's two little, there's a funny little square there, and there's two little bits, those little bits, they line up in there, and then this, as you can see, lines up there. That's very, very straightforward. So I'll leave that to dry for a few minutes. I'm going to come back for with her hand. Now, so the piece we need is 21. So there's 19, there was 22. So you can see where the hand is, yeah? I'm going to snip it, clean it, I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so there's a little bit of a semicircle there where I put the glue. So this hand has a little bit sticking down, that basically slots in there like so. Okay, I have to hold it, of course I am. But you're supposed to be able to just, right, you're supposed to be able to just slide it on the model. So I'm going to sit and hold this for a few minutes. So I've got a terrible feeling that I'm going to have to do this off camera, but let me give you a rundown of it so you know what's going on. So basically the gun arm slides straight on. I think that's in the wrong place actually. This is why you have to do this when the glue's still wet. So we can, that goes in there. Okay. The backpack goes on as normal. The hexagon hole. This can pin. So as that goes in there, the gun, these pipes should line up with these pipes, magazines and gun belt and all that, and that should be, obviously you put a bit of glue on the end there, and that'll be it. I'm then going to put, so I'm going to do that off camera because I think it's going to be too much of a fiddly, and I might have to adjust this, adjust that, but that's the basic gist of it. Then I'm going to glue her to her base, ready. I'm not going to, let's have a look at the head's universal. Yeah, the heads are all universal. So you can use any head you want. So I'll glue her to the base, put the head on her, and then I come back for the next one, which is the multi-motor. I've just noticed before I push the gun belt in, there is like a little clip on the top one, see it? And the bottom one has a little clip for the bullets to go into. So it should slide to each other like that. I think there's a little, oh, that's fine. So I'm going to glue her head onto her and glue her to her base, and then she is done. Which doesn't understand. And so the next one is the multi-motor. Well, it's on the same sprue, so we need number 32 and number 33. Right, so this goes on the same way as the bolter, straight over the top, line it in, and away we go. So there's that one. The next one we need is number 35, which is this pipe in here. Okay. Right, this one does seem a lot more straightforward. So the piping has one bigger end, one smaller end. The bigger end just slots in there, like so. I think it is actually at an angle, so it does slot in there nicely. Next piece we need, still on the head sprue, is number 34. We just took 33 from here. So this is what arm we need. And this has a little thing at the bottom as well. So it goes in exactly the same as the first one. So I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to pull it on and then line it up. Right, the next bit we need is 37 and 38. So what was take? We just took 35 from over here. So this is the backpack and this is the other piece. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down, show you how they go together. And so the backpack part is quite easy. And have a little like this, and that just slots in there. When you're looking underneath, it just joins on nicely. So there's that piece. The next piece we need is number 36, which is this piece here, right next to the heads. So again, we have this round end, and we have the end that has a bar across it. The bar is where the two wires connect. You take this, there's actually two little grooves in there, like semicircle grooves. It just slots in there, like so. Again, I don't need to show you how it should go. But see, if you do it this way, so that's built now, that's built. The glue's still tacky. With careful fingers, careful hands, you can pick up the piece. Okay, you can see it's not lined up. So then I just adjust it so it's going to line up nicely. I can then put glue into that. I can then glue the backpack, and I can glue this and put them all together. Put it on her, then put her on her base, give her a head, and then we'll move on to the next one, the third sister. Right, so the third sister, I'm going to give it the heavy flamer type weapon. Now, when you look at the instructions, the first two built is the first two models, because it says you build this times 2. So they're the first two models. The numbers that I've shown you for the body parts and everything else is correct. Again, it might be slightly different in the instructions you get, but you'll get the idea of how it goes together. These ones are on the opposite page. So I'd imagine that these weapon number 25 flamer will not go with this sister, because of the different pose of the model itself. So what we need is 63, 65, this one down here. Where the hell is 64 now? I did have it a minute ago. Oh, it's on the other sprue, that's why. 64 is down here next to the heads. I'm going to snip those 3 pieces off, clean them down, show you how they go together, because they're a bit different than the other 2. This is a bit of a weird one here. I'll show you how it goes together, but I'm going to show you then how the instructions are telling me it goes together. So basically this goes on there as normal, okay, like the other one. The hand then sits in the middle here, okay. But what the instructions are telling me is not to throw it on the table. That's telling me that the hand goes in first, and then this goes over the top. Now that's going to be a pain in the ass to try and do. I think you're better off just trying to do it like that. Oh, wait a minute. There's a little tiny pin that I think I've actually cleaned off. So underneath is what I think I've cleaned off. And there's a tiny little hole in there on the other side. So I'm going to glue it in anyway. I'm going to glue this together, and then I'm going to glue the hand in like that. I think that's how it's meant to go. So it's a slot on the body, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to glue that together, the weapon, and then I'll come back for the next pieces. Well, this is definitely the hardest one out of all 3 of them. Next one we need is number 67, which is just below the melter, and number 66, which is down in this corner. Okay, so these 2 piping, there is actually little holes in there. I'll put some glue in there. this just slots into each other like so. Gives you a lovely connection. I'm going to have to hold it for a minute or two, or maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to hold it. Right, so whilst that's drying, this is on, I've referred to both of these as the head sprue actually, because there's loads of heads on both of them. Damn, I do apologise guys. This is on the first sprue, I believe. Yeah, it was on the sprue with the least amount of heads. Anyway, we need number 30, which is this backpack here, and number 31, which is a little cylinder of gas. I'm going to snip them, clean them, show you how they go together. Well, so this backpack goes like this, so that's the bit that goes on the back. You have the little nipple bit on this side, and that just slots in there like so. So you have this amazing backpack ready to go. Right, I'm going to leave this for another minute or so, I think, or should I just go for it? No, I'm going to actually, before I do that, I'm going to have to glue this piece in. So I'm going to show you how it goes on, and I'll leave it for a few minutes, and then I'm going to glue it in. So basically, this glues in there, and that glues in there, like so. Okay, it's a very weird connection point, but yeah, that's how it goes on. So we're going to glue it into place and probably hold it for a few minutes, and then obviously that goes in there, a little bit of fiddling, and then the backpack goes on, and this connects into pick it up. That side goes in the gun, that connects into there. Okay, so let's have a look at that connection. Yeah, it connects into there, like so. Because there's a little weird smooth bit this side. Anyway, so I'm going to glue it into the gun, leave a few minutes, then glue it all together, bit head on, put it on the base, and then we're going to back for the last sister. Right, there's actually an easy way to put this gun on. So there's a pain in the backside trying to glue it on. So what I did was I put the arms on, okay, glued them into place, adjusted them nicely so they're fitting perfectly, glued the backpack on, then I put some glue where it connects, and I set the glue on the gun there, and then I put the piping in afterwards. And the piping putting on afterwards is actually a lot easier. So I'm going to glue her, obviously I put the head in her, and I'm going to glue her to her base, and then come back for the last sister. Right, so I'm actually going to come with the multi-melter. It's a lot easier. I'm not going to show you how to go together, because it's exactly the same as the first multi-melter, but I'm going to show you what the parts are, because the parts are different to the first one. So we need number 70, which is this one here, number 71, which is this one here, number 73, which is this here, again that all connects into the weapon. We need number 72, which is this hand here, again it goes together the same way as the other multi-melter. Then we need 74, which is this one, not that sprue, of course it's not, there it is, 75, which is this backpack here, and 76, which is this piece here, and then any head you want, and away you go. So I'm going to put this last sister together with the multi-melter, because that is the easiest one out of all of them, and then I'm going to come back for final thoughts. And with that, the sisters march forward. Absolutely an amazing squad, amazing sculpts, very fiddly. Difficulty rating for these guys, these ladies, I was leaning towards 7 or 8 before I started putting weapons together. I was dreading the weapons, in all honesty, if I'm being truthful with you. But the weapons are actually straightforward. actually easiest part of the model. The flamer was the hardest, but I did figure out an easy way of doing it by putting the weapon together, backpack together, having the piping together, put the weapon on first, the arms, line all that up, put the backpack on, and then glue the piping into the backpack and into the weapon at the same time. That's actually very simple because it had 3 points of contact then rather than just 2, and the back end is trying to pull it off. So I'm actually going to lean towards probably a 4 or a 5. Now, with these ladies, there are a few mold lines that are horrible. You know, that is unfortunately, yeah. The weapons are very straightforward to put together. The only other thing I would say with these that for me that not lets them down, but just you have to be patient with, is putting the bodies together, the legs together, and then gluing the 2 of those together. That's the only thing, because you have to glue and wait. As you saw, the way that I did it is probably the simplest way of doing it. But yeah, I did enjoy building these. It's very nice. I do like these little cherubs. I think they're absolutely fantastic sculpts, and I really enjoy painting these guys up. So if you've enjoyed this video, guys, you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video to more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. Any comments or anything about these lovely ladies, chuck them below as always, guys. Yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, guys, take it easy.